How play impacts the brain. There are many wonderful changes happening to your child's brain when you play together. The back and forth interaction of play is like a language that turns the brain on. Playing repeatedly together creates growth in many parts of the brain, including language, learning, bonding, coping, and relationships. An important part of the brain that benefits from play includes the outer wrinkly layer of the brain called the cortex. This is the part most people think of when they refer to the brain. This outer layer contains our language, information, understanding of people, bonding, ideas, and creativity. It translates our senses and has reward pathways. During all play, the reward pathways in the outer brain, or cortex, send a chemical called dopamine to reward centers all over the outer brain. Activated reward centers create a sense of joy, satisfaction, and reward within the child and parent, improving mood and supporting general brain growth. These pathways also turn on motivation, which is the engine that keeps you going forward to do daily tasks and gives you hope for the future. Healthy motivation helps your child get started and persist while doing challenging tasks at school and home. After play, you may notice your child is more energized and ready to do the next right thing. Notice also that play can turn on joy and motivation in the parent brain too. A recent discovery about bonding is that a small social area within the outer brain responds to the back and forth dance of play by recording the bond between you and your child. This bonding area is mutually developing in the parent's brain too. In fact, during play together, the child learns a healthy model for relationships with friends, teachers in childhood, and later in life. See our new video on how play improves attachment to learn more. Emotional development happens in play also. Surprises and frustrations in play help the child get used to or tolerate emotions. With the highs and lows, worry and frustrations of play, the emotional brain learns how not to overreact to everyday stressors. This occurs in the amygdala, the emotional brain deep below the cortex. Practicing emotions improves the functioning of the amygdala. This part is deep inside the brain and takes over when we feel threatened. Too much emotion or stress turns on the amygdala, leading to anger or fear and worry. When overwhelmed in life, a child may yell angrily or withdraw with worry and nervous feelings. Long-term stress can enlarge the amygdala, causing emotional overreactions in childhood and adulthood. Additionally, there are specific types of play that develop the brain in their own specific ways. These types of play occur at certain times for a child, when their brain is ready or developed enough for each type of play. Early play with infants and toddlers involves practicing using the hands and eyes together, for example, with Play-Doh and blocks. Over time, language is developed as the parent describes the play, as well as eye-hand coordination skills for drawing, building, and sports. During preschool and later years, children engage in pretend play. They act out roles like being the mommy or a hero and use toys like dolls, action figures, trucks, and play food. While they are pretending, the child practices feeling and expressing emotions from different viewpoints. Pretend play develops areas of the cortex for understanding people and relationships, which helps build later important relationships in childhood and adulthood. For example, children learn better when they have a good relationship with their teacher. About the time when children enter school, the child plays games with rules, such as card games. This type of play strengthens the prefrontal cortex, which is like the brain's manager. The prefrontal cortex allows the child to manage their attention, emotions, and behaviors. The child learns to cope with distractions, impulses, and frustrations, which are critical skills for school, as well as for sports and conflicts with friends. For example, during a card game, the child practices coping by controlling their impulses and keeping their feelings calm in order to think clearly and win. Repeated play experiences continue to strengthen the prefrontal cortex as the child practices paying attention and calming their mind and body. With these coping skills, children will smoothly and calmly cope with feelings, think through problems, and make wise choices. Overall, playing together is both immediately rewarding and creates long-term brain growth. The simple joy of playing improves emotional coping skills and the building of healthy relationships, now and in the future.